So beyond social services is one of the charity organizations in Singapore. It has got plenty of other community programs that they are running, projects, ad hoc projects, things like that, and life program is one of it. What does life stands for? Basically, it means learning is fun and exciting, right? So that is one of the programs that they have. Beyond has been around for many years. So as for myself, I have participated, volunteered in these life programs. I think that was around 6-7 years ago, if I can remember that correctly. Yeah, as a normal volunteer. So now I'm kind of like, if you put it in a nice way, I'm like the program, manager or owner, of this life program. So yeah, so my name is Tang. So I have been doing volunteer work for quite a while already, even before beyond. Actually, I started around 2007, so it has been around 15 years. So yeah, I started off doing volunteer in other countries, not in Singapore at the time. It was in Vietnam, just to be more specific on that. But I was involved in programs like orphanage for the kids, and as well as those kids, we call it a shelter home. So basically, is for those kids that are perfectly, normal, but just to prevent them from getting into trouble, out there in the street. So basically, the program of the shelters is to bring in, these kids, so that at least, there is a roof above them and, meals and proper educations. And then, somebody asked me, said, why go all the way there? I mean, Singapore, although, we are a developing country or even a first world country, but there are also, people who are struggling with poverty and also need help. So that kind of like it hit me. So that's why I began to search around, various charity organizations in Singapore, and Beyond was the one that really grabbed my attention. So I started off with Beyond in 6-7 years ago, and until now I'm still here. So I'm now the overall person in charge of coordinating, the life program in the Whampoa Center. The life programs that we have over here is more focusing on those primary school kids. I feel, very rewarding, if I'm able to help, somebody, and for me, personally, I do not have a lot of, hobbies or things like that will really take up a lot of my time, other than watching Netflix, of course. Then I guess, I just want to put my spare time into better use. I love to help, and I have time, so why not, do something that is meaningful? Even the kids with disability, with some form of disability, they are trying to teach them with some skills, If they are blind, then they will teach them with something else that they can cope with, so that when they grow up, they are able to, be independent. They will be able to make a living, out of their own skills. They are able to pay forward. They are able to not only help themselves, but they are also able to help the people around them. So for me, is that I guess the best way is to start from young. So that's why my focus was more on the children. So that's why I'm not so linked towards, in terms of, just giving, because to me, that is kind of like a one-off kind of, relief, a temporary relief. But if I'm able to get this, help these kids to grow up, in the right way, I depend a lot on the number of the volunteers that I'm able to tap on, because they are the resource for me to continue to be able to run this program. In the beginning, I'm struggling a lot with the number of volunteers that I can get in order to help me to run this program. These people, they do not stay with us for long, and it is very important that I have a static regular pool of volunteers with me on this program. When you work with the kids, we need to first of all gain their trust, to build the bonds, right? I don't think the kids will be able to feel at ease if every week I'm seeing a stranger face. I guess advice, probably not so much on the advice. I guess, if you have the, if you have the passions, to help, and of course you have the time, to spare, to do this. I guess to me, personally, it's a very meaningful, way to spend the time. And then of course, you need to have not just passion but patience, be a little bit more empathetic, try to understand. So if we put ourselves in their shoe, we will be able to, connect with them, at the same level. Yeah. I used to have a student that is very, very difficult to manage. During the period of that 5 to 6 years, we saw the change in terms of the behavior. When he got the PSLE result, it is good enough, for him, to be able to go to secondary school. And to me, that was the most rewarding. We didn't give up on him. He didn't give up on us. So I guess the most rewarding part was that we saw that, he become a good teenager, That is the answer for why we are still doing this. You don't need a superpower to do all these things. At the end of the day, it's about, what you think, is right. And if you have the time, if you can, it's not about big or small. It's about every little step, every little action that counts. So for me, is that, tomorrow, if you feel that, you have the time, step it out there, start, helping, because that is how, we can change, the society. Let's not forget that, about, those compassions that is very important, that money can't buy. We can make this world much more beautiful and more lovable to live in, so long as, we all, understand, what that truly means, and we can do that together.